Trump was asked to call into Vance's town hall to ask him a question. This is Trump's question. Quote, how brilliant is Donald Trump? End of quote. Trump supporters view him as brilliant, I guess because he keeps telling us over and over again that he is an extremely stable genius. In Trump world, whatever Trump says is true. Perhaps he needs to take an IQ test to confirm his own self-diagnosis of his intelligence. I would like to see his college transcript as well. As a young man in full control over his faculties, Trump's brilliance would be proven by his stellar academic record, but my gut tells me that maybe he was a C plus, B minus student. My personal belief is that Trump at his prime had an average IQ, far below the genius category, but that has fallen off due to the onset of what I will charitably call age-related brain issues. Ask yourself what would be the intelligence of someone who repeats defamatory statements after a jury has returned a verdict that the statements were defamatory. Trump continued to make statements about E. Jean Carroll after a jury found the same statements to be defamatory, and that led to a $65 million punitive damage award in the second E. Jean Carroll defamation suit. Only an idiot would continue making statements after a jury found the statements to be defamatory. Let's think of a nickname for Trump. He likes to call people nicknames. Some people might call him Demagogue Don or Don the Authoritarian to describe his proclivities in that direction. Others focusing more on his lack of morals may refer to him as Despicable Don. I will just call him Doofus Don in this video. Doofus was just served another defamation suit by the Central Park Five, who alleged that he defamed them during the Harris debate, which was watched by 67 million people. By way of background, these five individuals were black or Latino and were charged with assaulting a woman in Central Park in 1989. They were then teenagers. They were reportedly coerced into confessions by the police, but later pleaded not guilty. The police had done a dragnet for Latino and black teenagers and came up with these five teenagers. The five teenagers who were later exonerated by DNA evidence that confirmed that someone else had assaulted the woman who survived the attack. New York agreed to pay them $41 million for wrongful prosecution and imprisonment. During the debate, Harris noted that Trump had taken out a full-page advertisement suggesting the perpetrators of the attack needed to face the death penalty. Trump responded to Harris's comment in a now familiar rambling word salad. Quote, they came up with things like what she just said going back many, many years when a lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg, agreed with me on the Central Park Five. They admitted, they said they pled guilty. And I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they pled were not guilty. End of quote. That is not a statement made by someone that is in control of his faculties. ABC News pointed out that none of the Central Park Five had ever entered a guilty plea in the case. None of the victims of the Central Park assaults were killed, and the mayor at the time was Ed Koch, K-O-C-H, who did not agree with Trump's position expressed in the full-page ad that Trump took out. What is missing from Trump's statement is that the Central Park Five were exonerated of the assault, something that Trump was just incapable of saying because that would acknowledge that he had been wrong about them. Trump's spokesperson, the reliably disgusting Stephen Chung, made this statement, quote, "This is just another frivolous election interference lawsuit filed by desperate left-wing activists in an attempt to distract the American people from Kamala Harris' dangerously liberal agenda and failing campaign." End of quote. Harris did not defame these 5 individuals during the debate. The Trump spokesperson, another Trump spokesperson, the reliably disgusting Carolyn Levitt, claimed that the sexual assault claim recently made by Stacey Williams against Trump was false and was made by a liberal activist, in her opinion, who had supported Obama in the past and was contrived by the Harris campaign. Williams first told friends about the incident almost 20 years ago. Williams claimed that she was dating Trump's pal Jeffrey Epstein in 1993 when Trump started to grope her as Epstein watched. There is a long list of women who claim that Trump has sexually assaulted them. Trump admitted to sexual assaults in the Access Hollywood tape and has been found liable for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll after a jury trial. None of that matters to Republicans, of course. They just don't believe any of the women, or if they can, not accept any of the sexual assault claims, since they would present an insolvable self-esteem conflict internally with them. Since many view themselves as Christian conservatives professing to believe in family values and repenting for one's sins after acknowledging them, which is something Trump will never do. I have cited some references in the more section below that support what I've said in this video, which is my custom.